Seattle weather?
We got sun out. It was good to get back out here today. I thought the energy, the enthusiasm was outstanding, and they had a lot of fun practicing. It was good practice. We did a lot of work with the non-starters today, as you guys saw. Gave Asante a lot of work, gave Mike Faithful a lot of work, gave the young linemen a lot of work. So it was good for them. And we'll kind of do that here as we get into the bowl prep. We'll give those guys, at least early in the bowl prep, we'll give them a lot of work. It's just a really good time for them to develop, and then we'll lock into whomever we play. We're looking forward to finding out tomorrow who we play and where we play. It really doesn't matter to us. Wherever we go, it's going to be a great experience. I think just the chance to play together again, the chance to go after win number 10, it's going to be fantastic. So our guys, I haven't heard one guy say, "Where do you think we're going to go?" They're just excited to play football again. So we're glad about that. So
kind of an uneventful week for you.
It's been a lot. Well, it was an interesting week, but it was mostly recruiting. We were on the road all week. Started Sunday and ended last night about 10 o'clock, and it was filled mostly with recruiting. And there's a couple, a couple
other things,
couple other little issues, but it was mostly recruiting. We got a lot of good work done. So.
Do you laugh at all when you see internet rumors or something saying you're somewhere, you're in Washington, or you're in some random state?
I was with the staff the whole week, and Angus, would say, "Hey, you're in Seattle." We're like up north. He goes, "You're in Seattle?" I said, "I am." It doesn't look like it. And he says, "Hey, we're in the state, but we're up north." He goes, "Hey, we have a staff meeting in 15 minutes. Like, okay, so it was, that stuff was pretty funny. But I tell you what, I'm just thrilled that to be able to be the head coach here. I love it here. I've said many times that I want to be here as long as they'll have me. It's a tremendous place. I think that Dan Guerrero and Chancellor Block, to me, showed just a resounding commitment to this football program by what they did, the way they approached everything. I made a commitment to this university, to these kids, to Dan, and I'm the kind of guy that likes to honor that commitment. And then I think Dan and I have a shared vision for what we want here, and it's exciting to be working with a guy that has that vision that you have. And I love coaching these kids. I've grown very, very close to them, and all I ever wanted to do was be a UCLA Bruin. So I'm excited about it.
Did you bring a shovel with you today to start breaking ground?
No, but there's been a number of UCLA alums and supporters that have stepped up in a big way recently. That's exciting. We're well on our way in fundraising to being able to get a shovel in the ground as quickly as we can. The players spent time with the architects on Wednesday. We have a player committee, some of the younger guys, and to try to get some ideas for what's important to them. I spent about 3 hours with the architects Thursday afternoon. So things are moving very quickly, and it's just I think it's an exciting time to be here. I really do. Recruiting's going well. We've got a great staff. We've got a tremendous commitment from administration. We've got a bunch of players in there that bought into what we want to be as a culture, and I'm lucky. I'm very lucky to be here. Very lucky.
After the Arizona State game, kind of the talk was 10 wins. Has that kind of become a rallying point for the team a little bit?
It has. Yeah, I think it's really important to us. It's really important to these guys, especially the seniors, that they leave here with 10 wins. I mean, that would I think be the cherry on top for their careers. The things that they've been able to accomplish here, the impetus that they added to this program going forward would be very evident, and they're excited about it. So, like I said, I don't think they really care where we play or who we play. They just want to play. They want to practice together and go play another game together and try to get that 10th win.
Why did you decide on Kennedy as kind of your guy for the running back coach spot?
Well, I've known Kennedy and known about Kennedy for years. He's widely recognized as, if not the best, one of the very best running back coaches, football coaches and men in this profession, and that's at every level, whether it's the NFL level, college level, and then recently, he was at Loyola. You don't find a better man than Kennedy Pola. You don't find a better football coach than him. His integrity is beyond reproach. His enthusiasm for the game. All you have to do is talk to people that he's worked with or players that he's coached, and they all say the same thing. You know, they all use the words "great man," and that's what we want around here. You know, and we're really lucky to have him in the program. We're really lucky to have him in the program. He's a heck of a. He's going to be so great for these kids. You know, he has a unique ability to be really tough and demanding, and do it with a loving spirit. I appreciate that.
Do you expect to retain all your staff or hire any more? Is this?
No, I'm very confident that this staff is going to stay together. I'm very confident. Yeah, it's a great staff. You know, in my opinion, it's one of the best staffs in football. And I'm not talking about just college football. I'm talking about football. I've been on some great staffs with some great coaches, and this staff is through and through is as good as I've ever seen. You know, it's you talk about really good people that are motivated to be the best they can be, that love what they're doing, that have a passion to be great, that are great mentors to these kids, that can go out and recruit, that like to recruit, that bring energy and enthusiasm, excitement to the profession, and this is the best in the country, in my opinion.
How important is it for you that you and Dan are kind of on the same page and trying to keep that staff together, especially with how good it is, obviously?
It's critical, you know, and like I said, Dan and I think we have a shared vision and a shared commitment. You know, we're joined at the hip, and I'm lucky. Dan has done a tremendous job supporting what we're trying to do, and I think that we're going to get a lot of great things done here together.
How much have you talked to Brett and X at this point about their draft decision?
Not much. You know, the season ended, and the season ended Saturday night, and Sunday I was recruiting. You know, so I haven't had a lot of time to talk to them. I'm going to spend some time with X, you know, a little bit sooner than Brett. And Brett and I will probably sit down next week at some point in time, and you know, I'll just give him my thoughts. I think that I'm able to offer him a pretty unique perspective. Just because of my experience at that level. I know what people are looking for. I have great relationships with people at the league that I can access to get them real clear information. And I want to help them make the best decision for them and for UCLA.
How much of a different decision is it, do you think, between Brett and X, especially, you know, with quarterbacks in the NFL now? It seems like if you're going to be a first-round quarterback and leave early, that, you know, people expect that guy to jump in from day one and lead an entire NFL team. Does that make their decisions kind of completely different in that sense? I
think there's a couple of things that make them different. Number one, age. You know, X went on his mission for 2 years, so he's a little bit older. And he's playing a less glamorous position, guard, as opposed to quarterback. And you're right about the quarterback position. You know, if you're a first-round draft pick, and that's assuming that he would be, we don't know that what his draft grade is going to come back as, but that pressure is enormous. And if you're not ready for it, it can break you fast. All you have to do is look around the league, and you see some of these guys that have come in with, you know, great acclaim, but they maybe weren't quite ready. And you know, it's not long before they set you down and try to find somebody else, because you know the NFL, there's no 4-year scholarships in the NFL. You know, there might be 4-year contracts for the coaches, but as I know very, very well, that doesn't mean you get to coach all 4 years. So it is the ultimate, what have you done for me, not lately, but what have you done for me right now, and what are you going to do for me tomorrow league? So I think that's all things that those guys have to think about.
Do you feel like you have an idea in your own mind of whether Brett is ready, especially mentally, for that kind of pressure?
I do have an opinion in my own mind. Yeah, and I'm going to keep it in my own opinion.
And X was saying that you've shown him some NFL film of some offensive linemen or offensive lines. What's kind of been the point between those meetings? I know he said you guys met one-on-one a few times or something. Is that something you really wanted to set out to do, or did it just happen that way?
No, I just think that I can be a really good resource for these guys, because the bottom line for me is I care about one thing, and that's the young man. I care about X and his future. I care about Brett and his future. You know, I got no skin in the game. Do I want him to come back and play at UCLA? Absolutely. But the bottom line for me is I want them to do what's going to make them happy. but I also want to make sure they're making the right decision. And I'm, you know, I say this humbly, but I'm uniquely qualified to help them. My experience lends that to them, and so I'm going to give them my opinion based upon what I know, which is, you know, I've sat in 25 drafts. 25. I know exactly what they want, you know, so I can help them that way.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks everybody.